G'day guys and gal. If you've been watching me for a while, you probably know that this channel owes its existence to Warhammer Fantasy. Fantasy is my favourite genre, and it's also my favourite variation of Warhammer. However, if you are new to this channel, and by new I mean subbed in the last year or so, it's most likely because of a 40k video. The last fantasy video I did was nearly 3 months ago. So why have I completely neglected Warhammer Fantasy, despite it being my favourite setting? After all, it has Cetra in it, and we know how I feel about Cetra. Bone Daddy. Well, that's what I'm here to talk about to you today. I see a lot of comments asking me when is the next Fixing the End Times video, or why no cover Age of Sigmar? Just kidding, I've never seen anyone ever request Age of Sigmar lore. This, coupled with the fact that I'm in Sydney on holidays and editing proper lore videos on my laptop is akin to peeling my own flesh off with a rusty cheese grater, means now's a good time as any. There's basically 4 main reasons why, with the 4th reason probably being the most important. So if you wanted to skip this video because it's not tickling your pickle, then at least check out that point. It's timestamped below. I hope by the end of this video you'll understand all my points. I also want to be clear that this isn't me saying I'll never cover fantasy again. I definitely will. I just thought it'd be good to explain why I no longer talk about the setting which launched my YouTube life and allowed me to have the job of my dreams. The first and main reason is that I've run out of decent fantasy content to cover. I don't do filler videos or videos that I think nobody will watch. All of my videos and video ideas are designed to be the best they can be. If I have a video idea and I think nobody gives 2 shits about this, then I'll ditch it. With a setting that has been dead for years and is based on only one planet, the content has just dried up a bit for me. I've covered all the factions, all the legendary lords and characters, some of which have their own videos to themselves, a number of top 10s, and some seriously niche shit. At this point, I feel like I'll just be kicking a dead horse or trying to milk a woman during menopause. Sure, Book of Joe has been covering fantasy topics in recent times and getting great results, but he only focuses on fantasy, meaning no split audience, plus his videos are way better than mine, and a lot of topics he's been covering I've already done, so I can't just delete my old videos and remake them. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to. Old, overly edgy Majorkill has a special place in all of our hearts, and I'm not going to do him dirty like that. This ties into my next point. The views just aren't there for fantasy videos. Sure, views aren't everything, but this is my livelihood and job, I don't work full time and have YouTube as my side hobby. This is it for me. Less views equals less ad revenue, less patrons, and less interest from quality sponsors. The 10 to 15 hours I allocate to making a video is a pretty solid bit of work, and there's really no point spending that time in making a video for a smaller audience, especially when I don't really enjoy making that video in the first place. Which brings me to my third point. I love Warhammer Fantasy, but it does not excite me anymore. I know too much about it. I know all the characters worth knowing, all the factions, their history, how it ended, how it should have ended, and who the biggest thoughts are. When I make Warhammer 40k lore videos, they're really exciting because often my knowledge on the topic is incomplete when I start, and I have to spend hours learning about it beforehand, which sounds shit, but it's actually great. It keeps the setting fresh, and I feel like every day I'm discovering really cool characters or Easter eggs that the lore has in store for me. When I'm excited about a video topic, the energy is there, the jokes are better, and it's more fun for me to work on. The Fixing the End Times videos are some of my best videos by far, and they did allow me to really flex my lore writing skills, and it's been awesome to see you guys love what I have in my brain, because retelling lore is cool and all, but creating lore is where the real dicks get hard. But they take fucking ages to make, and it's really fucking tedious having to go back and make sure my lore across each video is consistent, so it makes me think, why spend 20 to 30 hours busting my balls on a video for a couple thousand people when I can make one in a third of that time that twice as many people will enjoy? My 4th and final reason for moving away from fantasy lore is that I'm on the outside when it comes to any form of content releases, mainly in regards to Total War Warhammer. Now, I'm cool with being blacklisted, and I can understand why. The big GW doesn't like hentai, or maybe they do, but it looks bad on shareholder reports. What that means, however, is that I have no fucking clue what is about to be red hot and spicy in the fantasy community. As we all know, Vermintide and Total War Warhammer are the only things keeping fantasy alive right now. Fantasy content and YouTubers are dependent on those games, and they all feel the heat during content droughts, something that 40k content and YouTubers are able to avoid. Coming back to me being clueless, when other YouTubers are told about and given early access to the next Total War Warhammer DLC, they can prepare a whole schedule of content. Just look at my boy Nathan from Great Book of Grudges. Dude has gone hard on that fantasy hype, and his views have doubled or even tripled. He was poised to take full advantage of this uptake because he knew it was coming to some extent. I had no idea, and I really can't be fucked dropping everything I'm doing, especially on my laptop in Sydney, and smashing out a lore video about which sister of Twilight has a tighter pussy. If I was more in the know, I could have made some solid fantasy videos ready to go, but it is what it is. I'm just at the point in my life where I don't want to have to scramble and suckle on CA succulent content providing titties every couple of months. So yeah, I like a content combined with lower views, less excitement for me, and being in the naughty corner has pushed me more towards 40k content instead of fantasy. I just want to be clear that fantasy is still something that I will cover time to time, so if you're holding out for it, it will come. I have a video ideas section on my Discord that I check pretty regularly, so if you had a good fantasy video idea or a video where I could merge 40k and fantasy like I've done a few times, then chuck it in there. I've decided not to post normal content while I'm in Sydney and on holidays and just save it when I get back in a bit under a week. So apologise for that, but I have some exciting things coming, so she'll be right. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.